Hi, my name is Anthony Cheatham, graduate student at Grand Canyon University, majoring in special education with licensure to teacher certification. This video is in partial fulfillment of our last assignment for this course entitled The Disposition to Teach. There are three questions, and the first question begins with, what disposition do you possess that you think will make a successful teacher? Well, I think that the disposition that I possess is discipline, the knowledge of my content area, great classroom management skills, consistent high expectation for myself as well as my students, um, as well as being just naturally organized as an individual. I think those are some great entities and characteristics of my personality that are naturally possessed by me and by myself. I'm sorry. Um, and I believe that these things are significant in aiding teacher education and the administration of teacher education to students. Uh, I'm a very warm person, I believe. I have a very magnetic personality, and I think that's all very important in the classroom to be open and be free, to be able to um, build relationships with students and their family communities and things of that nature. Question number two says, what disposition do you need to work on before you enter the classroom as a first year teacher? Well, I think that with anything, there can always be some fine tuning or some sharpening of certain skills. So I believe as we grow as educators, I believe that my classroom management skills should expand and grow. Um, my relation, how I relate to students, and their families and things of that nature. I think those things are important to help aid that effort. Um, I think that empathy would be one thing when concerning student situations that is important for the classroom as well as building relationships with students, as well as never to expect a perfect classroom upon entering as a first year teacher. Um, I believe that it is important uh, for teachers to go in just with a open mind, a blank canvas, should you say, when approaching education. There is two different aspects of teacher education. I believe the theoretical aspect and actually the practicum. And that's when you're in the classroom, and that can be totally different than what we learn in theory. So just be expectant of anything to come your way, and just be open enough to be willing and flexible enough to handle whatever situations that may come your way the best way possible. I believe that those are some entities that uh, would aid in that effort. What does a professional educator look like, and how do they behave? What standards guide their thinking and action? I believe that a professional educator looks or is a model of what they want their students to portray, or what they want their students to see. They want their students to see success. If they want their students to see success, they have to first show or give an example of what success looks like. So in their dress, in their posture, in their presentation, it all has to be there. It's all a part of the whole scheme of things. So I believe that a professional can look many different ways, but it's modified according to that individual's personality, um, and what they think, and it also depends, I believe, on the subject matter or subject content area in which that individual is teaching. If you're an art teacher or something like that, you want to look kind of like have like an artsy look, an exciting look, an adventurous look, or a look that is intriguing or in some ways conjoint with the ideals of artistic culture. So that's just one example of what a professional look should look like, in my opinion. Um, then how should they behave? The same type of behavior I believe that you should want your students to exhibit is one that you should make sure that you keep a certain standard or rapport for. So if you don't want your students to be loud and wild and all over the place, when you're in certain um, uh, arenas, I think that you should demonstrate that in those arenas to give them and lead them by example and show them as a point, as opposed to dictating and telling them all the time without giving them an example. I think that's very important. And those were our three specified areas for the disposition of teachers. And I've enjoyed this course. It's been a great joy to me. I've learned a wealth of things, and I'm just looking forward to uh, the courses to come. Thank you.